Hello everyone, we're doing another class challenge today, and this time it's going to be Bloodmage Silver, which is widely recognized as one of the hardest silvers, although Tinker Silver is probably a bit tougher. It's hard to say actually. Okay, so this challenge is set in Havendale Bridge, which means there's a troll blocking the way to half of the map, and you want to be able to pass that map. We're going to grab the bear mace for that. We aren't guaranteed to be able to knock him back. It's entirely possible that we'll end up stuck. That we'd end up stuck if we try to knock him back. It could be a monster behind him or just a long corridor. And that's why we're going to be using Blood to Power to figure that out. We might have to pay the fee in the end. And there are two ways of doing this. You can prep extra mana boosters and hope you find something to help you, or be sure to have Flame Magnet, which is probably the more reliable way of beating this. I mean, you can prep this and then hope you'll find Fireball, but if you don't and you find nothing, then you're kind of screwed. So we'll just prep Flame Magnet for more reliability, even though it's a bit less power in the end. And for this, I think we're better off going for Apothecary, because we're going to want at least one burn have at least one burn salve, and then a Schadenfreude or an extra Madden potion would also be very much appreciated, depending on what we find. So this challenge is just a really tough challenge overall. We're going Gnome because we're going to need to chuck a ton of fireballs for the first half of the boss, and then as soon as we beat that half, it'll revive and switch up, and then we'll be forced to physically attack it a lot. So Gnome is going to boost our Sanguine to ridiculous levels, so we can use Blood Pools as health for the second half. So let's get started on this. I'm just going to start by stacking Burning. Oh, and Ammo Wall is actually a pretty good find here. I'll leave it on the ground right now because I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to get. In fact, for now, I'm just going to focus on this guy a little bit. He hits for 4, so let's just explore one tile, and yeah, we'll be good with that. And these guys drop Magic Resist Charms, which is useful for the second half of the boss, since the boss is using a magical attack. Okay, let's go after this guy since he's a physical resist. Okay, max mana, let's get started. So I'm doing this like this right now, but usually for this challenge, you hope to find an item early on. We have the free potion shops right now, which is okay, I guess. But yeah, basically you typically hope early on to find an item of some sort to help you out, because it's just pretty rough. I'm gonna kill this meat man to get it out of the way. Oh wait, we have the bear mace, so no need for that. And yeah, Bloodmage usually has a pretty tough time until they find a bit of extra mana to get them started. Like say, starting at 9 mana instead of 7 means that I only need to class 1 Blood to Power after the first fireball to chuck a second one, which actually makes a fair bit of a difference. And of course, if you find a mana pendant, then it's awesome. So speaking of Blood to Power here, you have to carefully use it and keep some of your black space, of your walled off black space available for the boss. Reason for that is that the boss blinks. Okay, so this guy's at 4 burning, but he has 3 health left, so I'm just gonna hit this meat man. Oh wait, hit it so that I don't actually, there we go. Of course, now I'm walled off. Not very smart. Let's just knock him like that. So yeah, you want to make sure that your black space that's on walls and stuff, in black space that's blocked off by walls and all that, you want to keep that for the boss, which means keep in mind where you're positioning yourself while you cast Blood to Power. I tend to forget to do that, but it's pretty important in this challenge. Like I said, the reason for that is the boss blinks, so you want to explore all of the map to make sure that you won't get stuck looking for the boss under black space, but at the same time you want to still have black space available for Blood to Power. Okay, I'm gonna knock this guy out of the way. That's a handy use for the bear mace. And okay, we have the troll toll here. Oh, the boss is right there. Okay, so you can see that there's a wall blocking us off here. Let's try and martyr wraps. I mean, I could definitely put them on and corrode the boss at every level for an extra 10 or so damage per fireball. Well, not 10, but like say 6 or so, which would actually be really nice. I'm seriously considering doing that. We'll see if I find anything worthwhile afterwards. Okay, good. So I can attack the boss twice. And then I'll be able to move past... Not the boss, sorry. The troll twice. And then I'll be able to move past it. But attacking the troll twice means being able to get at max HP after hitting it once. Which should be okay. So let's fight. So that's once. The Slayer 1 totally doesn't work, by the way. In fact, if you use it, it puts the troll at level 10 and then gives you another option to pay him just to troll you a little bit. Okay, and I don't actually need to... oh, that was stupid. There we go. You typically want to, and I didn't think of buying the martyr wraps. I should actually go and check. Also, the good thing about choosing to fight this guy and then bypassing him is that later on you can kill him for an extra sensation stone, which is worth a mana potion and a half or something like that. A bit more than that actually, which is very nice. Alright, oh, so stone sigil, that won't be any use. Still considering the martyr wraps. I don't know what's in there. I will as soon as I figure out someone on whom to use Blood to Power. Like the zombie, perhaps. Not sure if it's gonna work because zombies are just pretty annoying. Try sword. We'll see about that. I doubt I'm actually gonna use that. It is okay to use a couple of your blood pools, but you really want to save them, most of them. Your ideal situation, and this is pretty rare, it's pretty rare to have that happen, is to fight the boss between levels 8 and 9. Like you start chucking fireballs at level 8, then level up, then kill him at 9. But the more likely situation is that you'll end up fighting the boss at level 7 to 8 instead. It's entirely doable, but it's a bit trickier. Unfortunately, right now I'm not getting much in terms of good foes for this. Well, we have this guy, but he's cowardly, which is annoying. So I'm just gonna... okay. Oh, actually, druids. Druids are definitely the best target for this. Okay, and can use knockback here to knock away a death protection. And if I... no, I'm gonna have to... there we go. That's nice. Okay, I'm going to try and leave these up. for later blood to power use. And a goat, which might be... no. How about that level 4 goat instead? Yeah, that can probably work. The bear mace is pretty nice for... I just want to have a look here. Okay, it's a health potion. Bear mace is pretty nice for that extra damage too. And when you can, you want to use blood to power to find out what's behind monsters. This also makes it easier afterwards to bypass the blood pools. If there's a blood pool in your way, you want to use blood to power to reveal behind it so you don't have to step on it. That actually really helps in terms of saving blood pools. Now I'm running pretty low on black space for a blood mage, and that's not really so good. I said this in the gold challenge video, but I'm not actually very good with the blood mages at all. So you have to bear with me here for a sec, as I stumble through this. I haven't been using Imo Wall. What I should be using them for is stoning zombies, like this one, to get extra experience out of them, since I'm not going to get a blood pool out of him. See, stoning him, I get the XP further slow here. The what was a bit wasteful, but I have to deal with that. And he's a good target to use that bonus XP on. Usually you'd like foes that are at least 3 levels above you to make use of that, but I think I might have to settle for two levels above me, unless I'm willing to drink a couple of blood pools, which, considering I'm running low on black space, I might actually have to do. Because usually, if I lose this challenge, then I run short on black space. But if I win it, I have a ton of black. If I lose a challenge, I run short on blood pools. But if I win it, I'm usually like overflowing with blood pools. So I think it's acceptable to drink a couple. Yeah, it's a bit wasteful, unfortunately, but... Right, and one last. This guy's gonna regenerate 12, so 22, and ideal 5 plus 16, which is 21. But then I can set off the burning, so it'll be fine if I heal 2 tiles exactly. Okay, so that was probably using a bit too much blood pools, but I should be fine so long as I don't drink any other blood pools accidentally. Have any other good Imo Wall targets? Do I want to have as many blood pools as possible? I might not end up killing this guy. We'll see. He might end up being a popcorn for experience. This guy's definitely gonna end up dying at some point. But for now, let's focus on leveling up a bit higher. How about this guy? Druids are weak, but they make up for that by having a death protection. So if you're not quite high enough to, if you don't have quite enough damage to take them down, you obviously have to regenerate to... Oh, sorry, mouse problem here. There we go. It can end up being pretty costly in terms of resources. but 2 levels is something to 2 levels higher is still something to strive for. Unfortunately, obviously, I'm using up that hidden black space that I'm hoping to that I hope to preserve. And actually, one extra tile should do it, or 2. There we go. And given how little black space I have left, I think I should just force a level up on popcorn here. Just safer. So. Plus. Yeah, no, not quite. I don't have any level 7s right now. And this level 8 is going to cost a ton of my resources. There's the thing when you're a Bloodmage without any good items to get you off the ground. I should be having a look at what's in there. Piss off probably won't be much good for me right now. Speaking of which, this is one of the reasons why extra mana boosters is nice, because having that 12 mana really helps. Ooh, crystal ball. I'm probably gonna end up getting that. That might actually make up for this rather poor start. Okay. Normally I would love to take on this meat man, but given how little black space I have, I think it might actually be too wasteful. So as soon as I reach level 7, I'm gonna start taking out all the popcorn I can and get really close to leveling up to 8. How about this guy, eh? .24, so I think another blood pool will have to be used up here. I'm actually probably making mistakes here in terms of blood pool usage. Blue bead might actually be quite nice as well, but I think the crystal ball should be able to win this. Actually, let's do a level up. Okay, so that's, there we go. And let's make sure we're not, okay, good. Alright, so I'm going to be set up perfectly fine for, in fact I should have waited a little bit before exploring that, but I'll be fine. First of all, we make sure we take out the troll because that sensation stone is very nice. And now we go after our popcorn. Want to make sure that none of the area here is blocked off. Okay, and we still have this walled off exploration that we can use for Blood to Power. You don't, as you can see, I wasn't paying too much attention to that. So in other words, it's perfectly possible to have that up for you, even if you're not too careful about it. But it's still better to be wary of it, so that you don't accidentally end up without any black space. So unfortunately, I won't have. I really won't have much in terms of. And I'm gonna be forced to step on this blood pool. So. So yeah, let's get this started. I'll level up off this guy. I have a decent amount of blood pools, but I should really actually be getting more. Okay. So now this starts, the boss spawns plants as I attack him. And since I'm about to level up, I'm going to just go ahead and clear everything that's not corrosion. You want to avoid getting corrosion until as late as possible, because you're going to have to hit some things probably at some point. And like for instance, to clear off those death protections with the burning. And if your corrosion is too high, then it gets pretty hard to hit monsters if you need an extra blood pool and so on. So, I'll just go ahead and level up with this guy. Alright. And let the fireballing begin. Unfortunately, he went behind this corrosion plant, so I'll have to take one corrosion. And I might end up using a health potion for the extra black space that's left. Oh, and yeah. Actually, this is one thing I always forget in this. Oh, and yeah, another thing I always forget in this is to make sure I have a crystal ball. But always make sure that you have access to the boss before you go and replenish your mana. That's really, really important. In fact, since I'm going to fill it up for 10 MP, I'm just going to go ahead and kill everything that's mana burn. That way I don't screw myself over. But it's happened more than once while playing this challenge where I fill up my mana after hitting the boss without looking at the plants and then realize, oh, I'm blocked off by a mana burn plant, and then waste a bunch of things. So it's really important you're careful about that. Oh, and you might as well just convert that right away. And I was already mana burned, so the mana burn plant didn't actually affect my mana. Oh well. Yeah, see, that's me just not paying attention again. But I'm not too worried. I'm already pretty well on the boss. Yeah, and I think that you're, yeah. Oh, never mind. Not sure how to... Oh, I must have stepped on a blood pool. That's how I got that extra mana. Oh well. Because even if you're already mana burned, hitting a mana burn plant is still gonna drain your mana. Okay, we're probably gonna have to take some corrosion at some point soon. Now, let's just enjoy those nice Bloodmage mana potions. More corrosion, that's unfortunate. Alright, and this spawn just right behind us. Let's go ahead and... No, not gonna touch that one, especially since he's not gonna spawn behind it anyway, so it's not like I need to take that blood pool right away. Yeah, see, that's the thing with the corrosion, is that it gets really tricky to navigate around the monsters, since especially the higher level ones, since they do more damage to you. That's why it's good to keep some spare health potions. Alright. Step on the corrosion. Oh, I should go ahead and convert a bunch of things right now. Actually, before they get blocked off on plants and I miss them or something. This takes a while, sorry if it's not the most interesting thing to watch. Wait, yeah, again, not not pressing on those mana potions until you actually know you can hit the boss. Speaking of which, I'll go ahead and use some more plant clearing while that's still convenient for me. Being lazy with the plant clearing is what cost me a bunch of these runs. I don't win this challenge 100% of the time, by the way. I tend to lose it if I'm not playing carefully enough, or if I get a really bad draw. The nature of this map is that sometimes you'll just be stuck, and all the glyphs are on one side of the map, and you spawn on the other, and bad enemies and all that. It's pretty rough. So if you're having trouble with it, don't sweat it. It is really one of the harder challenges. In fact, it's harder than some of the gold challenges. Although the item you get for it is pretty good. Is that good? Yeah, that looks good to me. Alright. More of this. Oh, and we have a full crystal ball, so that's good. Let's do that. And use a last bit of blood to power for an extra. Okay, there we go. Now we're starting to take on the death protections. Thankfully, you can just take away a death protection by hitting a plant to set off the burning. So since they have burning and they're at 1 HP, when you hit something else, it damages for the amount of burning, and therefore it hurts them enough to take away the protection. You can watch the Sorcerer Gold video if you want that taken to the logical extreme. Won't be using this. Right, no more blood to power, so let's just go ahead. Alright, and he's at 22 now. And we're at 42 sanguine because the Bloodmage. Really, Gloom Bloodmage is absolutely awesome. Let's kill that since it's in our way anyway. Yeah, wait, did it have burning on? I kind of wasn't paying attention. Well, I'm gonna have to step on this anyway, so I might as well take the health. I'm at 8. I'm at 8. Sorry. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. But no matter. 8 corrosion, that's what I meant. And okay, so first part of the boss done. And we had just enough mana, thanks to the crystal ball. Yeah, I stand by my case that you basically need a good item in this challenge to reliably win it. It's possible without, but you have to be really much better with the Bloodmage than I am. Yeah, crystal ball is a good item. Dragon soul, which I've used in other attempts, is actually pretty good. A pendant of mana is nice simply for the fact that you level up more efficiently. Other items like the balanced dagger is absolutely fantastic for this challenge because you're pretty much guaranteed to get to a much higher level, like 8 to 9, which makes this a lot more efficient. But anyway, enough of my rambling. This is the boss now. He has the same HP, same attack. Now he has magic resist, so our fireballs are basically useless. So I think I can just go ahead and convert this. And the reason for that is simply that I'm going to get even more sanguine out of my mana, out of this mana potion. But now the first step is to clear every single plant, since the boss does not spawn plants anymore. So yeah, all the plants. And there's a blood pool there, so I'm not going to bother right now. Actually, I see. Look at that healing; it's amazing. It's okay to heal up with the blood pools. That way, you can step on other blood pools without draining them. In other words, you can soak up all the corrosion. And leave the blood pools behind so that you can heal up later without having to deal with corrosion. Again, this takes a fair bit of time, so I apologize if this is kind of boring. It just has to be done. You don't want to leave any of your blood pools hanging. Oh, we have a magic resist charm. Now is a good time to pick them up now that you don't have any more inventory constraints. Those do help a decent bit against the boss. I'm at 66 corrosion and I'm not done taking those things out. Good times. Click, 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 click. Oh, I almost misclicked on that meat man. That was scary. Okay, alright, there we go. So we have a decent bit of 116 corrosion, that's more than my health. So you buy that, which, by the way, this is really important. Make sure you save enough money for the burn salve. You can't afford to make that mistake, you will lose. So, actually, since this guy's gonna leave a blood pool, I can definitely just kill him and grab that extra magic resist charm. I think it's worth it in the end. And this guy deals a lot less damage than the amount of health I'm going to gain from his blood pool, so I'll kill him right away. Besides, this leaves me at enough health to still tank a hit from the boss. And since I still have my bear race, sometimes I have to convert it for extra conversion, but this is fine. Actually, if I convert this, do I... No, I don't get an extra one. Okay. I'm just gonna knock him into walls. And then start healing up. Try not to overheal, by the way. See, I'm at 86 and 40, and that's way more than missing 44% of my health, so I don't want to heal right now, otherwise I'll be wasting part of the health I'd be regaining from that blood pool. Alright. And I still have some health potions. This should be fine. I'm not worried at all. I'm not sure why I used the health potion there instead of blood pool, but that's fine. And there we have it. That's how you take on Bloodmage Silver. So yeah, my main recommendations for this are get yourself a bear mace and hope that the troll isn't too blocked off. No guarantees, and unfortunately if he's not, you have to pay the fee. Don't fight the troll until you actually know that you'll be able to knock him back. So use blood to power for that. It's okay to waste a bit of black space, but ideally you use blood to power while fighting enemy to not just randomly waste a black base like I did. And find yourself a good item. Like the crystal ball is an obvious one. I recommend the dragon soul, which is really nice for the amount of fireballs you'll be casting. Pendant of mana in a pinch is fine, and it makes your mana potions more effective. Also, mage plate. Mage plate is really good if you have it unlocked. If you don't, then just go do wizard silver. It's much easier than this one. I recommend Apothecary because I could have still prepped gotten an extra mana potion had I needed it, or a Schadenfreude, although in this case the mana potion, given my MP, the mana potion would have been better. I could have used Blue Bead, I guess, but in this case it wouldn't have done good because I had to use all my popcorn to level up to level 8 anyway. But you know, find yourself a good item. Hope for one. If you have some Vados locks unlocked, although I doubt you have it if you're struggling with this, then try and forbid some of the items that you would not use for this. And otherwise, that's basically it. Unfortunately, I can't give any more specialized information. I'm not that good with Bloodmage, as you've probably noticed, especially if you're good at this game. Let's just level up to level 9 for lols. Because that healing is monstrous. Alright, that was it. No reason for that, just felt like it. So, hope this was helpful for you. Feel free to ask me any questions if there's something you don't understand in what I did, if I didn't explain anything. Apologize for the mistakes. Never really play perfectly, unfortunately. And yeah, I'll see you next video.